live. Hola, mi gente. Joe Barreto live from the Credit Card Connection Studios in beautiful, stunning Hackensack, New Jersey. How you doing, mi gente? Tonight is gonna be special. We got a lot of people already here online. Angelo, Joseph, how you doing, Papi? Aloha, Danica. Garrett, how you doing? My son, John R. Joshua, how you doing? Xavier, let's go. Dalton, Wepa. Flex, Tariq Gaines, how you doing? Yo, you already got shout-outs here, Nadeen. Look at this, Nadeen. You got Wepas going, baby.
Wepa, let's do it. Who's shouting me out?
That was a peak of a Wepa for her. She's practicing her Wepa, guys. And this is my boy, Xavier, already throwing a super chat. Xavier, thank you so much, Papi. I appreciate you. Xavier's going to 1099 me at the end of the year, Nadeen. I'm telling you right now, because he does this all the time. Okay. But mi gente, it is my pleasure. It is my honor. Oh, my God. Before I even get to the honors, another one. John R. 5 more memberships. Where freaking pa? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Johnny Jimenez. Papi, how you doing? Look at this. We got a quick crew in here. All right. I want to introduce everyone here, too. The one and only Nadeen Tuzo. Nadeen has known my sister. We were just talking about it. Since 1976, when she was just one. She was 1 year old. All right, we're just gonna go. We're gonna leave it there, guys. All right.
Yeah, please.
But Nadeen, ironically, back in June, it was like June 4th. I was at the Founders Club meetup that I told you guys I was gonna go to, and I hear somebody call out, "Joe." And I look and I see this beautiful woman. I said, it can't be me. There might be 5 other Joes in here. And then she's like, it's me, Nadeen, Rachel's friend. I said, oh my God. So I was like, damn, all right, this works. But Nadeen, introduce yourself to mi gente.
Hi, mi gente. I'm Nadeen Tuzo. I'm living here in upstate New York, but let's not forget, I'm originally from the Boogie Down, Bronx. And Die Hard. So I've been living here for like 20 years. I go back to the Bronx pretty often. I have lots of family still left there. And when I'm not here or there, I'm somewhere around the world. I'm a traveling queen, I guess, now. And it just came upon me. But, you know, I've been doing this now for about 6 years, and I absolutely love it.
Wow. Now, tell them where you just came from this weekend that made me so jealous. Where were you?
I was just in Puerto Rico again, which is my favorite place to be. I was there with some family and friends. We rented 2 beachfront villas, one right next to each other, 5 bedrooms in one, 5 in the other. So there were like almost 20 of us all together. Damn. And it was nice. It was hot, you know. So like when you open the doors to the villa, it literally felt like you were opening up an oven because it was like, but we were right by the ocean. You couldn't beat it. There was a pool on the roof. Sand outside, ocean water right outside. It was incredible.
What part of Puerto Rico?
We were in Ocean Park, which is near Loiza, in Santurce. Yeah, so Isla Verde's right there. Like everything we needed to be near was right near us. We went to this really awesome beach club called Numero Uno, which was very nice. They give you like a 3-hour limit to just hang out on the beach. You just eat a couple of tacos or something while you're there. Food was great. Service was great. And then we walked to a couple of other restaurants. We went on a Monday, and on Monday, restaurants are closed for some reason, but it was right on the beach. And then we just kind of walked around the whole area. You're in Loiza, you're in Isla Verde. It's my favorite part to be in. The graffiti everywhere. There's that grit. Makes me feel like I'm kind of like in the Caribbean Bronx.
So, guys, I brought on Nadeen when we met up at the meetup for the Founders Card. We just said, oh my God, we need to just do this together. There's such an overlap of stuff that is just going to be, this was going to be fire, guys. And I promise you guys every week, and you know this, we mix it up. We bring different things to you, from cash back to redemptions to travel. I did it with Lisa Custodio, and now I have, you know, Nadeen Tuzo with us. We're going to get into the questions. Nadeen, before I jump into one of the questions, I just want to thank Johnny Jimenez for being here. I want to thank Frugal Dad Finance. You use my code. Now, Nadeen, This is my beautiful Ekster wallet, which the guys know is in Barreto brown because it matches the brown of the panels in here. So, Frugal Dad Finance, thank you for using my code to get your wallet. I appreciate you. Good looking out. Cool. I really appreciate you. John says he's been looking forward to Nadeen. Going to be awesome. Where? And Phil Mo here's the thing with Philmo. Phil and I have this thing that every Tuesday, his wife questions him why he's crying on a Tuesday during a credit card live. We always end up getting somewhere touchy-feely. Tears come down. It's a wrap.
Oh.
But Philmo is here.
Kleenex? What are we doing here? What is this?
No, Philmo's my guy. Philmo, we're not going to cry yet. We're good. We're good. This is Jesse, YouTube Experiment. Hello, Papi. How you doing? Frugal Dad wants to know, are you near Poughkeepsie?
I'm not far from Poughkeepsie, maybe 35 minutes from there. I'm more like 20 minutes out of Woodbury Commons.
Okay. And then you have Jesse here. He's in Sullivan County, but work in Orange County. Look at that. All right. And then we have here, slam that like button. Wepa. That's right, guys. Hit the like and subscribe. Share it. Call your friends. Again, I mean, you're used to my face, but look at that pretty face on the other side, guys. Look at this. We got this, guys. We got it. And we're from the Bronx. You notice people from the Bronx don't age.
No, we don't. It was something
like vampires, guys. You know what I'm saying?
In the water.
So, we're going to mix this up here now. All right. Well, you already saw that, Tariq. Yeah, the Barreto Brown plug is already here for the Ekster wallet. But here's what we're going to do so that we can get and stick to the topic and not break it up later on. Nadeen, here we go. So this is Juan Garcia. He's live from Miami. Juan is fly. Juan has been on the show before. Wepa, as he says, late, but good evening, Nadeen. Nadeen, do you think you're ready to do a Wepa? Do you want me to do one first? Do you want to see how I do it? Do you want to
see how you do it? Let's do a competition. Go ahead, Wepa.
Wow. Guys, are you hearing this? She just came on. That's when you know you're from the Bronx. When you take on the champ. And all right, your husband's in the room, right? All right, he's
not far. He's not far.
So he's gonna hear my weapon. I'm gonna shake Woodbury Commons right now. Vincent Pasquale. You know what, Vincent? Take off the welcome Nadeen because she's trying to play me, but she's gonna out-whip on me. But here we go. You ready? Oh shoot. Yeah, competition. She might show you up. You know what? Shut up, Tariq. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
All right, Joe. All right.
And as you see, but John has faith in you. John is like, your weapon is going to be epic.
Well, let's see how this goes. I have to get my cape though. I have like a special prop.
Oh, damn. She's got props, guys. What the Oh, damn. Yo, I'm going to give you that. And you brought out the flag.
I did. She goes with me everywhere. Everywhere I go.
With the coquille.
And my coquille. Where's my coquille?
Yeah.
Listen.
I can't with you. I can't. I've never had somebody.
We went to Niagara Falls one time, and my husband was like calling us Boricuas in the mist, going coquille.
Okay. Yo, look at this. They said you won. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Yo, a powerful weapon. But wait, this shows you where my loyalty lies.
What?
My boy Xavier gave you a 9.5.
9.5? Xavier?
Xavier's my guy. I don't know.
All right.
Joe, how you doing? Joe from Tampa. Thank you for the super chat. Good looking out. Thank you so much, Papi. Glad to have you here. Thank you. Aloha, Danica. Garrett gave you a 10 out of 10.
I got a 10 out of 10.
Juan Garcia said, Nadeen was like, it was all right. And then she brings the PR flag. Yo, you ain't kidding. And Juan is Cuban. So ya tu sabe. All right.
Hey, listen, it's similar, right? It's similar flag.
Yo, that's what I said. Look at this. Wow. You got Xavier's my guy. I'm sorry, Nadine. I apologize. Look at this. Yo, 10 out of 10 game set match draw. Well done, Nadine. Okay. Damn. So Nadine,
but I'm not a wepa kind of girl. These are my first wepas in a minute.
Yo, but that was a hell of a wepa with the you had the props and the flag. I just can't. Thank you. You see, but right here, established in 2020 and 2023, wepa. I have my guy make this for me, just for us to represent.
It's official.
It's official, mama. So I have a question, and actually Xavier, who gave you the 9.5, was the one that sent me. I want to thank you guys for sending me the questions. I had asked them if there were any questions that they wanted to, know or ask in advance and things like that. And my guys never fail me. They just never fail me. So I'm gonna bring up the answers and the questions that I got from some of them. So give me
Okay.
1 second. All right. So from Xavier, what's the one travel experience that you think everyone should try at least once in their lifetime? Great question.
It is a great question. And the one thing that I think everybody should do, and a lot of people are afraid to do this, but is to just go alone. Go somewhere alone. Be with yourself. And my daughter's in Italy right now alone, and my other daughter's in the Caribbean alone. So, and they just kind of spend months there. Like they don't even want to kind of leave themselves.
Wow.
So, and I've done it a few times myself. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't do. They're always looking or waiting. I'm not going to go until I find somebody to go with. But if you go with yourself, you kind of learn your travel needs and wants and what have you. And then from there, then you can invite everybody else to kind of know what you now know.
Wow. That's I'm gonna be honest with you. It makes a lot of sense because I hated being alone. I hated going anywhere alone. And one of my students, Boricua, Sylvia Ortega, years ago, I was in Atlantic City with my friend. He had to leave early. And I called my house crying like I was a punk. I was devastated in Atlantic City being alone. And she told me, my girl told me, look, B, just take it easy, one day at a time, and you're going to start getting used to it. And then I started in the last couple of years. If I go somewhere, I'll sit at the bar, I'll talk to other people, I'll do all these things. And I get out of my comfort zone, and it makes it easier, like you said, to kind of know what you look for.
Being uncomfortable, you really do. And there's a lot of things that make us uncomfortable. And I love to travel with my people. Like when I travel with like a tribe. And if anybody's out there that has traveled with me, I mean, we go deep. But I've gone a few places alone, and I really appreciate it. Like going into my apartment. I like actually when I'm alone doing like a Marriott residence because I have my kitchen. I feel like I have my own apartment in my own space.
And then now you have like a guy like Tariq saying, I can't travel alone anymore. My not player 2 won't let me. And then you have John. He goes, I'm single, insert sad face here, and I go alone. But John went to Iceland by himself.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
go see the Northern Lights, or
I'm going to ask him right now. He's one of my moderators, so he could respond. Vincent says traveling alone means flexibility and freedom.
Lots of freedom. You come and do what you want. You kind of know what your travel sensory, what kind of gets you going and what you don't want. And then when you're with other people, you just kind of share that. And then traveling with somebody helps you get to know what that feels like as well. Sometimes it works out well, sometimes it doesn't, but for the most part, I have like a tribe that travels with me quite a bit.
And guys, this is why she's here, because we spoke off camera the last couple of days about different redemptions, different things she's doing. I brought up to Nadeen, and we're going to go into this a little later, that next year the goal is to do the creator meetup in Puerto Rico.
Nice.
And I know that there's a lot of people that are a little bit, nervous, let's say, of going somewhere where they haven't gone, where would they stay? And she has an idea of what we can do, and it's going to be fire. So, we're going to go into that in a minute. But I also want you guys to do me a favor. Before you make another comment here, please look at the description box below. Nadeen's 2 businesses are listed there. Nadeen, can you tell them what they are, please, my love?
Right. So when I started basically in corporate banking for most of my career. So did over 20 years doing corporate banking, private banking, investment banking, mortgage banking. And that's pretty much where all of my credit training came from. By the time I was in private banking, I was learning, actually, I was like, I never went to college, but this was the best experience I could ever have gotten, was just seeing how really wealthy people use other people's money to gain more wealth. And it's credit, they rely on, they never use their own money. So they borrow it, double it, give the first part back, and then keep going. Wow. And I figured that out after dealing with, all these high net worth individuals over time. Then when I got to the real estate game, when I started being a mortgage broker, and my first year doing mortgages, I did like $90 million in closings. By the time I finished, 5 years later, I had closed over $1 billion in mortgage lending. So credit was my thing. Like I knew these people were taking other people's money. And even if they were in a cash buyer, we would make them look like one because we would approve them for a mortgage, if we knew they wanted to buy a house. But then we would make them a cash buyer by getting them unsecured lending. And if you refinance that house you just bought within a short amount of time, it's still purchase money. So it was cheap money. So it was a strategy that most people don't know how to play that game, but it was interesting. And as I got better and better and better at it, I closed more and more loans. And when I closed out my corporate banking career and mortgages, I was only working with lawyers, and almost every one of them qualifies. So it was like pretty easy peasy. But when my dad got sick, I left corporate altogether. So it was just like one of those things where in 2015, I left. I'd asked for remote work. And remote work wasn't a thing until 2020, as you know. But when they wouldn't give me remote hours to take care of my dad, I packed a maleta with all my shoes from under my desk and I left. And I really never looked back. When my dad passed away, travel came into play because my daughter, who was traveling the world at that time, invited me to go with her to Bali. Now, Bali was my transformational trip. Everyone has one. The first time I went on an international trip, I was 23. And that was just one of my first bosses sent me there as like a promotion for having sold pallets of beer. It was a beer import company that I worked for. And he gave me a challenge and I beat it. And I wound up in Paris at 23. Fast forward, Bali happens. And it was the catalyst for what happened next. My daughter was traveling. I was like, you know what? I'm going to turn this into a business because we can make commissions on air. We can make commissions on, hotels or car rentals or whatever it is. So then it became a commission driven thing. I needed to be resourceful at that point. But I mean, it's just such a much bigger game than that. Then when you get all these credit cards, I mean, like I told you, I have like over 30 of them and I have 2 businesses plus my personal. When the mortgage market crashed, I started a company called Mann Consulting. And Mann is my daughter's initials. So when I would say I'm your man, when I would talk to realtors, I was like, I'm your man. But Mann are my daughter's initials, Megan, Angelique, and Nadia Nicole. And I started that in 2005. So that'll be 20 years next year. And then the travel company I started when my daughter was traveling. So I started Mann first. That was my own entrepreneurial experience of, growing a business and consulting with realtors and really teaching them how to get creative when the mortgage market crashed because we needed to make money somehow. And then I helped my daughter build Remarkable Places. Remarkable Places is actually my daughter's company. I just run it, but it's her brand, it's her brainchild, it's her business. And now I want to just kind of help other people do the same. I want other people to be able to do what we do. And that's where the networking company started. So that's new. And I travel with a lot of other women who are interested in being entrepreneurs themselves in travel and or in real estate. I just left Puerto Rico. The woman who owns those properties that I just stayed in, she owns like 20 properties in Puerto Rico. So if I get a group, I call her. I'm like, you have any inventory available for me? And if she does, we stay there. So I help her business. She helps me.
That's awesome. I mean, that's a hell of a story. You just covered what a lot of people here in the chat, and you can see the comments. We do a lot of finance. We do a lot of talk about banks and different things like that, and the best way to manage your money and the best way to use it and not use your money for trips and right? Things like that.
Right.
So I appreciate what you just said. Now, you have people here like Ivan saying, good debt, got to know how to play the game. That's the hard part, right?
Good debt, exactly right. If you play this wrong, it's so risky that you will lose everything.
This is Chad from Chad's Money Minutes. He's one of my guys. Chad, Nadeen. Chad is the one that set up this trip to New Orleans that we're taking at the end of the month. So he set up this meetup. Vincent Pasquale, traveling by yourself doesn't mean not seeing anyone. On my solo trips, I've met up with friends over dinner. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as Chad says here, Prime Meetup 2025. Nadeen, I'm going to be hitting you up because
that's the hashtag.
That's what he's going to do. Chad started this hashtag Prime Meetup 2025. I mean, PR Meetup. I'm sorry, 2025. That works, So yeah. I think we could pull this off, and I'm going to go into in a minute.
And if it's in Puerto Rico, amazing. I just did a very large women's meetup there, 75 women. We stayed at a resort. We had all the food and all the community that we could possibly handle in one weekend.
Now, you know what? Now that you mentioned that, so let's just jump into that for a second here. You had 75 women, so that the guys that are here right now can understand. If we took 75 people and we said, we want to go to Puerto Rico on our meetup next year, what would that look like? if we stayed at a resort, let's say, and then we'll talk about the villas that we talked about earlier today.
Right. So our niche is villas, right? So we basically get large groups and stay in fully staffed villas. But once you get beyond the 40, 50 mark, that's just not possible. You have to stay in a resort. So with the company that we went with, they're called Seek Dharma, and they basically do these large capacity hosted trips, and they did a phenomenal job when we went there. What we would do is call the hotels, most likely a convention style hotel, and we just let them know we want to book a certain block of rooms for however many people are going to be there. We get a group discount or a coupon code or some sort that everybody can apply to their reservation rather than, or Joe, where are you? Joe, you there?
Yeah, I hit the wrong button. Give me one. I hit the wrong button. I got to log back in.
Something I said?
No, not at all. This has never happened. This has never happened.
Come back, Jack. Can you still hear me though? We're having technical difficulties.
We're having technical difficulties. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you now.
Okay, so let me get my face in there now. This is hilarious. This has never happened to me before.
Jack.
This has never happened.
Okay, right. I see something.
You see a face, and keep talking, Mama. I'll figure this out. Go ahead.
All right. So basically, again, you just kind of call a convention style hotel. We did it in at the Ritz-Carlton in Orlando. We did it in Macau. If it's Puerto Rico, Macau would be a nice spot. But there's others. The Wyndham in Gran Rio Mar has a great spot for large capacity groups. And then I get a block, I get a code, and then I get a portal where everybody books their reservations through us for that resort.
So, because here's the thing, and the guys are going to say one way or the other. We have people that have never traveled there, or you have parts of Puerto Rico that are sketchy, right? They're sketchy everywhere, right? Not just PR, but
New York is sketchy too.
Right, and that's my point. Now, if we stay in a resort, people might be more because everything is in house.
Yeah, but you don't really get to see as much. I mean, you'd have to have like a bus come pick everyone up at one time and get them out of that resort area because Humacao is far from everything.
Correct.
The Wyndham Rio Mar is also far from everything.
Right.
It's quite a distance away from where you really want to be. If you want to go to Old San Juan, or if you want to have kind of some leisure time, we will need buses to get everybody out of there.
So we could do that if we wanted to, or we could stay closer to San Juan or wherever else.
We did it. I just came back from Dallas. Almost 2,000 travel agents were there. And yes, it's manageable.
Okay. Well, guys, you're hearing it here. People are making fun of me though now because this is the first time I ever look. Is this your first time? Yeah, you see? Look at this. Nadeen feast, defeating that. I'm getting defeated here. You scared me away. You weaped me out like I had to throw in the towel.
You're gonna have to do a wepa again. I want a 10 out of 10.
Juan Garcia, Nadeen took over like a boss, and she is. And you see what? You know what, guys? See, look at this. Did Nadeen just take charge of your show? I mean, these are the bullies I deal with. Guys, help me out here, guys. I thought you loved me, really.
Love me. Otherwise, they wouldn't be that honest with you.
Now, Nadeen, you do a lot of your travels with points and miles.
I do.
Right before we came on, and this came out of nowhere, and I want the guys to listen very carefully to what she used, and it kind of brought a tear to my eye, guys, because which is my least favorite credit card issuer, because they won't give me a credit card at this point. But tell them what you did and with who you did it and what you just got.
I just did yesterday with Capital One, and it came upon because Virgin Red is the loyalty program for Virgin Voyages, Virgin Atlantic. So Virgin Red is a membership and loyalty program. They're actually coming out with a MasterCard with points and rewards, but that's not out yet. I'm on the wait list. But because I don't use Capital One points, I took my Spark and my Venture points, which were about 95,000, and moved them over to Virgin Red. And on Virgin Red's loyalty portal, if you go into their cruises, you only need 110,000 points to get a free cruise. So I was like, I moved them right all over.
Now, tell them where you're going on that cruise and how long.
That cruise is not booked yet. Points just moved over last night, but it is a 5-day, 4-night cruise. It goes from Miami to Bimini, which is in the Bahamas. It's their Virgin port, Key West, and then back to Miami. I am actually doing that cruise. I won that free cruise for selling 10 rooms in another cabin in October, which I'm going. So I won that cruise. My daughter and I are going also on that same itinerary on the Valiant Lady. So we're going from Miami. We're meeting in Miami because she's in DR. So we'll both meet in Miami. We'll go to Bimini. We'll go to Key West, back to Miami, and then back home.
Are you ever, so when you book a cruise, like a trip for yourself, and I know it's different when you have your businesses, especially in travel,
Right.
There's different, or if you're doing it for someone else, like, do you automatically default to points in your head? Do you try to get a better price point money wise? How do you approach your trip?
It's a whole different strategy for me because there's commissions involved, right? So when I'm booking for my clients, that's a commission reward or commission, based reservation that I'm making. Right. Then when it comes to me making my own personal, it's all about the points and what I've gathered and how much I have there to spend on something like a Virgin, for example, a Virgin Atlantic flight. I could use points either on Delta or Virgin because they use the same aircraft. So you could book through Delta, you could book through Virgin. And then sometimes they have different points. Delta might have 25,000 points for the same seat you're going to get on Virgin Atlantic's loyalty program, where they could say you only need 12,000 points. So you have to do that comparison before you actually buy the ticket.
Again, guys, that, and everybody knows here, that is my weakness. My weakness has been redemptions. I have a ton of points. I now,
right, I would imagine
I'm like at 2.5 million across my cards, but I don't know how to do it the right way, but I'm glad that you were able to now move. So if we look at 1 cent per point valuation, 100,000 points for most people would be like $1,000 worth. You're taking a cruise, which I can imagine is worth over that, leaving out of Miami, going to the Bahamas. That's a private island and everything else. So you are getting that value back just by using points and not having to use cash, correct?
That's right. That's right.
So I have people here that are on the Capital One bandwagon here. Somebody just said that your WEPA went down 0.3 because of Capital One. Now, these are just these are our people here that Capital One has harmed us. Juan
I
says
don't use the Capital One points.
No, I hear you. You did it right. But Juan says, I can tell Nadeen tells Capital One how much credit line she requires not to play the pre-approval game like us mortals. Yeah, see, that's what it is. She gets it, and we don't. I get it, Juan. Okay, so he wants to know: are you Royal Crown Caribbean, I guess, or Carnival out of Miami?
I really, me personally, I've never done a Carnival. I've done Royal and I've done Norwegian, and I really don't like cruises. I'm partial to Virgin because I went on it and I absolutely loved it. So Virgin is probably one of the only cruise lines I would even book.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I give everyone my affiliate link for Virgin only. And a river cruise, I have an affiliation with a company called AMA Waterways, which is a river cruise line in Europe. It's owned by a woman, and I have an affiliate relationship with her. So I can book land itineraries, pre and post cruise, the actual river cruise, and those are all in Europe. And then for Virgin, I could do anything, anywhere.
Wow. So if they use, again, guys, check the links down below. When you click on them, it's a hyperlink. It takes you right to both her different websites for her businesses. They can reach out to you individually now if they choose, correct?
With the Mann Club, right? With my Mann Club, what I'm really trying to do is just basically educate and network with other women who do what I do. And if they want to know, we travel. I said, you want to know the fastest way to learn this? Let's get on a plane and go to the Barbados villa that's tied to a resort. We're not staying at the resort, but all the people who service the hotel service our villa.
Wow.
So that's my niche. Like, it's just basically wherever there's a villa, that's where I want to stay. And me and my family have stayed in villas that have as many as 13 bedrooms. There were like 30 of us in one house, with a chef, with a driver, with a bartender, with everything. And this was just after COVID. So the price was phenomenal. And, I love when I have that opportunity to take my family and have that experience with me. Because I want to experience it. And I'm not going to a 13-bedroom house by myself.
Guys, anybody here feeling sorry for Nadeen right about now? No, right? Tariq says that so here's the thing. I don't know if you're aware, Nadeen, but Capital One does this thing where they take their points, where they give you just a bucket, like not points, but whatever credit line they're going to give you. Once they give it to you, they really don't extend it. So we call it, they put you in a bucket and then it's hard to get out of it. But they're saying you're so powerful, you put Capital One in a bucket and not the other way around. You got your fans already here.
And it wasn't even strategic. I was just on Virgin Red going, how do I get points to get this cruise? And it said,
and look, Capital One applied to you. Look at this. Capital One applied to Nadeen.
Yes, they did.
Now, Nadeen.
I really don't use them for anything else.
This is someone you know, Monica.
Hi, Monica. That's my love.
Hi, all. Through Nadeen, we were able to celebrate our 25th wedding anniversary vows on our private island of Belize.
Yes, we were.
She made our dream happen. That's hot. That's a stamp of approval. That is.
Oh my God! You're not going to believe this story, Joe.
Go.
You will not believe the story.
Go.
So her and my cousin are celebrating 25 years married. I had already been on this island with my girlfriends from high school, and I was like, you know what? I have the perfect place. We're going to rent every cabana on this island. It's going to be ours. There's not going to be anyone else on this whole island except for us. So I rented every cabana. We filled it with all the people who wanted to see them renew their vows. We get on the plane to go to Belize. I go to JFK. I show up at the gate. I'm the first one there. And I start WhatsApping them. I'm like, guys, follow the music. There was congas. They were singing. They were just like, it was a welcome committee at that JetBlue terminal gate that was like I've never seen before. It was their first inaugural nonstop flight to Belize. And we were all booked on it. Not only that, we get on the plane and they start playing JetBlue bingo. Have you ever heard airplane bingo?
No.
They call your seat, you win a prize. Who was the first person to win a prize?
Damn.
Yours truly. The second seat number they pick out, Monica.
Wow.
And so this guy next to me was pissed. He was like, this is fixed. He was like, you know everybody on this plane. I was like, I got 5 people on this plane. They're all mine. 5 people out of my 20 won trips back to Belize.
Wow. Wow.
Yep. Monica. Oh my God.
That's so cool. Monica, thank you for being here. Monica, I appreciate you coming out tonight because this is what it's all about. Nadeen, this is the issue that we have on when we do these lives and even in this kind of community that we have. Mm-hmm. We want to get more women involved and it's more heavily driven by men. Yeah, even when we went to the Founders Club. Remember we went to the Founders Card meetup? Yeah.
I came in, I was just like this man energy. I'm just like, I got to walk in and show these people that like belong here. But that's, but that's what we're trying to, and especially with everybody that we have here, it's just, that's what we're trying to promote. That's what we're trying to push out. I want to be a part of it. I want to help get women in this game too. Like, let's do.
Well, you got 30 cards. You fit in this game just fine, my love. You really do, So, but Juan says here, that stay away from Carnival fun ships coming out from a biased opinion. As a former Royal Caribbean employee back in the day, check out Celebrity.
The cruising for me is just, I don't know, it just hasn't worked out well. I went to Hawaii on Norwegian. I need to do a Hawaii do-over because I just couldn't take any part of that Norwegian cruise. That's just my personal opinion. I couldn't do it.
No, but again, I've never been on a cruise, so I can't even tell you what it's like.
Go on Virgin with us.
The only cruise I've been on is a Circle Line in New York that takes you around the Statue.
Yes, that's an experience.
Yeah, because it smells like pee everywhere you go because it's just disgusting. It's horrible. You do it in the summer, it's disgusting. It's like being on the subway. But that's as much of a cruise as I've gotten.
Yeah.
That's funny. But so Monica's saying it's a true story. All right. Now, here's Michael. Michael also does travel. Michael has a channel that does travel as well. Michael Wong is right here. He goes, I know you can do Virgin Atlantic Red points for Virgin voyages. Any other way to use miles and points for cruises?
Any other way? I mean, that would be probably one of the best ways is to stick with the red. Like just stick with Virgin Red, kind of see what they have going on. They have invitations. They'll let you know. They don't have, I don't think they have like a Chrome link on your, on your computer. But they do send out invitations as to what is happening. That's how I even knew to get onto Virgin Red. Actually, what happened was I found out MasterCard was going to do a Virgin Red Royal loyalty program with points. So I got myself on the wait list. And then from there, I found out about the free cruise. And I was like, I have 100,000 points over here. I'm never going to use. So I moved them over.
Okay. See, guys, Michael, thank you for the question, puppy. I appreciate that. Guys, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Please do me a favor. I'm going to ask you guys to go and check out all the referral links below. Check out both links to Nadeen's businesses that she has. I would really love to just keep spreading this and keep sharing the love and keep, making us bigger, stronger, more powerful, and we get to just help each other.
The Mann Club is my networking. Just so everybody, that's my networking. That's my professional networking. Everything, every conversation, every person I meet, we're talking business. We travel, we're talking business. It's just like, that's just the easy way to get it out from the gate. We're talking business. But my community, my Remarkable Places community, we're just all about having fun.
Now, you have another question here. What travel trends are you seeing a lot recently? And which are you most excited about right now?
Travel trends are hard to kind of match only because we have a niche. So when someone wants to do any traveling, the first thing I'm going to lead them to do is go to a fully staffed villa or a villa-like experience. So what's trending is, still Italy, still, what else? Those are just the easier places to go to. It's just that Italy gets so crowded. Greece was another trip that gets pretty crowded in the summer months.
So what time of the year would be best to go there if you've never been? Because that's my problem. I didn't want to go to Italy when it's 100 degrees or Greece when it's 200. When is it better to go to these places like that and enjoy it and not be crowded?
In May, right? We definitely went in May, and May was beautiful. The weather was just beautiful, and nothing was really that crowded. We did wind up going to Italy during Holy Week, which was something I would probably not do again. I did get to meet the Pope or see the Pope. I didn't meet him. I didn't get to meet him. But I was at his mass, and that was like serendipitous too. So that happened out of nowhere, but it was so crowded. It was chaos. I couldn't find my group. There was first come, first serve type seating. It was pouring rain outside. It was just chaos. And Italy takes their Holy Week very seriously. So go, if you want to have that type of experience, do it locally, celebrate Holy Week wherever, you're comfortable. But Italy is just not the place to be during that time. You could go to Vatican City in May or in September, October, when the weather's really, really nice. And I think the Pope sticks his head out the window every once in a while. So you might see him that way.
Well, John is my moderator here, and John is my son, as we all know. He put up your website there for both. So they're both in the chat. It's also on the description box, guys. Xavier saying Venice during Carnival. Have you ever been there?
I've been to Venice, but not during Carnival. We went, it was pretty chilly. Actually, I've been twice. So one time we just went this March, and it was pretty chilly, but still very enjoyable. It rained in late spring. Weather's very comparable to what it is here, but it was springtime. So we needed galoshes and umbrellas, but Venice floods. So we were all in that. Some of us had very nice shoes on. It was just not, worth walking around in Venice when there's puddles everywhere.
So people want to know, what did you win on JetBlue Bingo? A free cup of water?
No, I won a trip to Belize. No joke.
Conchale.
Yes,
Juan, comete esa, bro. Damn.
I did.
Because I'm thinking the same thing with the bag of Terra chips that they used to give back in the day.
No, I got a free trip back to Belize because that was their inaugural flight nonstop to Belize, and we were the first crowd on it.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. Now, I'm going to introduce you to right now my Boricua brother, Cesar Joel, live from Puerto Rico.
Oh, wepa!
Wepa. Yo, Caesar, you missed it. She has her Puerto Rican flag with the coquille on it, bro. And she did the ultimate wepa that they said they buried me. So, I don't know, Cesar, but Papi, thank you for being here. So Cesar was the one with the idea of doing the trip next year in Puerto Rico because he's over there.
Yeah.
So Cesar, this is Nadeen. We've gone over ideas from villas to resorts for next year in Puerto Rico. She can get us there. She could do it all. And I'm telling you right now, we need to talk. Maybe we could do in the next couple of months a FaceTime or whatever together and kind of go over these things and work it out, because I think it'll be hot if we could do that.
Yeah, once we know what the head count is, we could pretty much run from there, or what the capacity is, or put a deadline if it gets out of control. We have to kind of, keep it, figure something out. But we'll talk. We could talk that all offline.
No, that works for me. Thank you.
Yeah.
So let me see. I have here Vincent going to Rome, Vatican City to see the Pope is on his list. My sister got to see him too.
I saw that. I saw
Yeah.
that. She got lucky enough to get tickets, right?
Yeah. A nun. A
Yeah.
nun gave her 2 tickets to go into the special section. Yeah, that's crazy.
I wound up coming out of the Vatican, and we were trying to walk back to our hotel, which wasn't far. I was walking distance, and I had my phone in one hand and an umbrella in the other. It's pouring buckets. I had these fancy loose pants that the bottom of the legs were this big on each, and I kept tripping over myself. I wound up falling, dropping my phone. It broke. I was just like, okay, I'll go to church more often. I promise.
So I haven't. These questions are great here. What's the most adventurous or off the beaten path trip you've helped organize?
The most adventurous, well, off the beaten path was definitely Egypt. There's another very off the beaten path trip I did for my girlfriend's birthday party, and I told her nothing about it. It was all a surprise. But we went dooning in the desert in Dubai to a private dinner at the end of it. Fire dancers, like it was phenomenal. But in Egypt, we went and we had a guide. His name was Ahmed, and he's like our guide. Like every group that goes there, we hook him up with Ahmed. He's got a master's in what he does. He's amazing at the history of Egypt, and he turns all these mysteries into like an educational class, which was great. But he kind of took us to the side and he said, "This is not part of the itinerary or anything, but would you want to go to where I grew up? A family that took me in." And I was just like, yes. And I asked my group, and everybody was in. We went to this private house. We flew to Aswan. We were in their home. They fed us. We went to Nubian Village. Thank you, honey. We went to Nubian Village. We hung out with the family. They gave us hibiscus tea and they gave us stuff to eat. I had henna on my hand. They did it. They took us in. Like it was beautiful. And we would never have gone there otherwise without him. There'd be no way to know it was even there. We took a boat, we took a plane, we walked to this place, and we even went to a school, and they taught us how to write our names in Arabic, and it was just beautiful. And then we all walked out of there. We were meeting children in the street. Like it was really immersive with the culture. Like there were no tourists around. It was just us and Ahmed, and this were people that took him in when he was younger, and he showed us that. And that was just something of him just trusting us, and then us just being so overly appreciative of having had that experience with him. Then we went back to Cairo and, we kind of went on with our tour, but that was beautiful.
Well, I can tell you right now, as you keep talking, your fan base here keeps growing and that's amazing. But you also have somebody here that's that's my auntie. Hey, Nay.
Hey, Shane.
So welcome to the channel.
I love it.
And I hope this isn't the last time you guys come to the channel. We are always welcome here. You got a home here.
Yeah.
All right. This is fire that you have people that are here watching you as well tonight, Mama. It's so cool. John sends his love to Shane as well. All right.
Shane, I went with his friends. He's like, young, just young adults, what I call an infant in this adult world, right? Because he's 18, 20, with his friends. They're all about 21 or younger. And I sent them to Puerto Rico. They stayed in Condado. They stayed in a really cute little boutique hotel. And I just kind of put them in a safe space, in a safe place where they could just kind of roam around. And then my daughter, Nadia, who's just a little older than they are, she went over there and stayed in La Placita, and she was out till like 4 o'clock in the morning. Who knows?
Wow. So see, that's kind of, and you see Cesar here put T-Mobile District, trips to El Yunque, Rainforest, El Morro, Condado Beach, and Old San Juan.
El Distrito was on fire this week when I went with my husband. He'd never been there with me. We just hung out. We couldn't talk to each other because the music was so loud. There was a live DJ on the stage. They have an indoor theater, an outdoor theater. They have zip lining. So much color. The music was amazing. And we just sat there and ate mofongo and just stared at each other because you can't have a conversation. It's just too loud.
So you're stuck because now now you have people here. Lena or Lene?
Lena?
Somebody says, yes, Nay, I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Look at that. All right. This is awesome.
I need my glasses.
That's all right. I'm not saying a word. I'm not saying. That's why I got a big screen, because my laptop was too small and I couldn't read it. Every time I was doing these videos, I was like this. And we see a giant eye.
Yeah, that's funny.
So I want to also introduce you to Sledge, Mr. Do Your Research.
Sledge.
This Sledge is my man. Sledge is the brother from another mother in Tampa, and Sledge is here. He's going to be down in NOLA. Most of the people here in the chat will be here. We'll be in New Orleans together.
Oh, nice.
But you know, Sledge, I thank you for being here. I know you're at work, but you always come to support, Papi. I love you, Papa. Thank you for being here. DJ October, Ivan, you can count on me for the music and the PR meetup. He's a DJ, like legit.
Nice.
He has a channel that not only does credit cards, but he does his DJ music and equipment and everything else. He has that on YouTube as well.
Good.
So you have, again, Madeline Steffens, beautiful experience in Egypt.
Yay! Oh, that's my sis. Hi,
Madeline, welcome to the channel, Madeline. Yo, I love your crew here. This is awesome. Madeline, hit that like and subscribe, all right?
Yes,
hit that like and
oh my God,
subscribe.
I'm so glad she's here.
Guys, please hit the like. So far, so good. We got a good conversation going on here today. If you have any questions right now live for Nadeen, do me a favor, just throw them up here in the chat. But I got some other questions for you. This one is from my son John here. What travel destinations to avoid being too overcrowded? And he says, like, they say Italy is the newest hot place to go and to avoid it if possible. What would you say is like too overcrowded and you should try to avoid it if you can, or during certain times?
Well, it's very crowded in Italy during certain times. And like I mentioned, I touched on it during Holy Week. It was pretty chaotic in March. In the summer, it's very hot, but then it's so inexpensive to go there that a lot of people still go during that time. Plus school is out. But it can be so crowded. And what you see on Instagram, there's this 5 towns. It's called Cinque Terre. And you go by boat or by train from island to island. It's gorgeous to look at. But my God, is it frustrating to try to get a cup of coffee or to go to the bathroom. They're packed with people. And when you look on Instagram, there's nobody there. So I don't know how they do that, or when they take these pictures. Or they're using magic eraser or something, because there were so many people there. One line going up the stairs, one coming down. There were so many people there, and the locals really just can't wait for everybody to just leave, because people live there.
Right. So Scott C is going to Italy in 2 weeks. That might be a better time because it's not peak summer still then, right?
In 2 weeks? I mean, late August? No, because people are really starting to get back into the school scene at that time. I mean, I see people in school, first day of school already happening.
So Scott, you should be good, Scott.
You should be
Don't
good.
even worry.
That June, July, beginning of August, it gets pretty crowded, and it also gets pretty hot.
Okay.
Very hot, because it's similar to here. And then talk about an Instagrammable spot that everybody wants to go to. We wound up going, and again, I don't know if Desiree's out there. I thought she would be, but she went with me to Tuscany, and we went to these hot springs. And on Instagram, it looks beautiful. It's like this teal blue water, and it's cascading down these rocks. It's all natural. Nobody's maintaining it. It's just like Mother Nature is maintaining it. So we all go there. We could see it in the distance. It's like, my God, it's gorgeous. Then when you get close, it's freezing. The hot springs are really like 110 degrees once you get in, but you got to take your clothes off. You got to get in your bathing suit. You got to run in there. And then it's just like nobody cleans it or anything. There's like so many people that it's just like too many people to be within that hot water, So look at it on Instagram, give it a double tap, and keep it going.
So Juan is saying he hears that the residents of Barcelona are not so welcoming of tourists because of the overcrowding. Would you still recommend it?
I am going to Barcelona I leave in October, and so I'll let you know. But I've not been there yet. And so we will find out, but it will be in October. So I don't know how crowded it'll be when I get there.
So when you come on next time, you could tell us how these things go.
Yeah, I will.
All right. That works. All right. So Scott says, good to know. Got the business class seats with points for cheap. Must be off peak. He's going to Italy in 2 weeks. What do you think?
Nice. So business class, what I usually do is just kind of like grab the economies. And then when it's time to get the invitations to see if it's even worth upgrading, at that point, I make a determination if I want to go ahead and upgrade the seat, or just grab the seat I want from jump if I have enough points to get it.
Yeah, I guess that's why he did, because he had his points. So he
Yeah,
seems to be
yeah,
happy with that. All right,
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
All right. And then I have Barcelona's fun, love the seafood and paella.
Yeah, we want to go for the food for sure. We're all foodies, and we just want to go and just eat and have that, that whole experience there.
And then I have another question here from my boy Shatan. What location or property do you consistently tell people to avoid due to poor experiences or safety issues? Good question.
Like a hotel or a
Like, I guess in general, like, did anybody ever bring up to you, I would like to go here, and you kind of guide them away from it because either you've seen a lot of people have bad experiences, or you feel that they might be better off doing something else? Anything like that?
Yeah, the only one place, and I hate doing it because I love, 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 love Mexico, but we get so many alerts about the dangers there. And we've unfortunately had experiences with people we know personally who did not have very good experiences there with their safety. And
Okay, so
that's just one of the places that I've said, maybe you want to go somewhere else. I had one client of mine, and this is pretty funny because, Beaches is a 5-star resort, but
right.
Beaches is a chain, and it's part of Sandals, and it's the whole thing. So it was last minute kind of a booking request, and they had already started doing the research on their own. I said, look, I'll book it for you. I'll give you a discount. I'll share it with family and friends. So I went ahead and gave them my agency price or whatever, booked it. It was literally days after that they went. They checked in, they checked out on the same day. They were like, this is not it.
Wow.
And because they're kind of, like for someone like them, I would normally do a fully staffed villa, even if it's tied to a resort. Like my goddaughter, when she had her birthday, we rented a villa on property. So it's a 10-bedroom villa, 24 of us were in there, and we spilled out of the house. So we wound up renting condos nearby, but the hotel is right near there. We rented golf carts and we just drove to the casino and we do. So the hotels themselves, sometimes I'll say maybe no, but thankfully I have a good portfolio of properties that I can access pretty easily, and I would stick with those.
And now, going now to the credit side, which credit cards do you tend to rely on more, or do you tend to use more for your travel?
The one I use the most, the hottest one, is the Business Platinum, the Amex Business Platinum. I mean, I use it.
And why?
The five times rewards is one of them, and we have a lot of because I sell them in packages, we do a lot of expenditure with Amex, and so I use AmericanExpressTravel.com, their portal, where I could get 5x back, because in the beginning I would call an agent and I was only getting 1 back, and I didn't realize that. I didn't figure that out until I was deep into a few reservations. It's like, why am I not getting 5 times my rewards? They're like, well, you called an agent. And I go, well, I am an agent. I don't need to call you. I could just use the portal. And then I was getting 5x back.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
So when I would call and you speak to an agent, you're only going to get 1x. It doesn't code to give you the 5x back.
Gotcha. Now, which credit cards do you transfer point? Like, where do you get your points, and who's the one that you transfer the most to? Like, more airlines, more hotels? Where do you utilize your points?
So much, because I have the Marriott Bonvoy, and I have a lot of hotels. The MGM rewards card wound up coming in clutch when we went to Vegas. I mean, we saw Bruno Mars. It was first class all the way. That MGM rewards card just got us so much bang for a buck, and it never rains in Vegas, never. It's just always dry and beautiful. And of course, the whole week before we went there was right before Super Bowl, and they were like, and I check in, they're like, we had some water damage to the room. And, unfortunately, the hotel is pretty much booked up, and we only have 2. We had the casino release one, and there's only one other. One happened to be a presidential suite, and the other one was a penthouse suite. Those were my options.
How terrible.
And I was like, oh. So I go upstairs, and I'm like, I want to see the bigger one first. It was too big for me and Hector to stay there ourselves. And he didn't even move his maleta. He just stayed there with it. He was like, we're not staying here. I was like, hon, I'm running around the whole place. Look at this bathroom. Look at this bathroom. And then I run back, and we went to the next one, and we still had our own bathrooms and everything, but it was just all because of rain. The MGM rewards, we had a 24-karat gold package to see Bruno Mars. I mean, I used all those MGM rewards. And the only reason is because whenever I have travelers that go to Vegas, I put it, on that card.
Wow. Okay. Now, what about how about hotel chain, which is a question here that Juan is asking. Choice of hotel brand: Hilton, Marriott, Hyatt, or IHG?
So Marriott, I like a lot. I use my Bonvoy points. Those build up pretty fast. Hilton, I also have through Amex. Hyatt, I'm getting. I just got that, and that's the one I wanted because I'm like I think I mentioned this to you before.
Yes.
I'm staying at the Hyatt in Utah, and so that's the card I wanted. So I want to start getting the rewards there because they do the automatic upgrades. You know, there's a lot of courtesy there when you check into a hotel under the Hyatt brand, whereas with the Hilton, it really is a matter of who you speak to because not everybody there is offering the same thing.
Okay. So which hotel brand or chain do you feel is more like workable with, that you're able to, they don't give you a hard time, that
Oh,
they
Wyndham by far has been the most where I've been able to negotiate the best possible deals for my groups when we went there. And I've done pretty large groups at the Wyndham, 40 guests one time. I'm actually doing one right now, and I wound up getting another very, very low agent, discount for my group. They're very flexible on rate, and then from rate you apply points, but you're applying points to a much lower cost per night.
because I have the Wyndham Business Earners card,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to Europe and they treated me great.
Yeah, no, they're I mean,
upgrades were great.
I stayed at the Wyndham trip in Puerto Rico. And for Marriott, my poor friend, she rented an Airbnb when we were in Puerto Rico one time, and I was leaving. I was coming back to New York, and I was leaving her behind. She was like, "But I rented this Airbnb," and she showed me pictures. I was like, "Girl, you cannot stay here. Like, you absolutely cannot stay here." And the Marriott was like 200 and change a night, but she would have had to book it that day because she'd already booked this Airbnb, which was a nightmare. And so I pulled out my Bonvoy card. I gave her all the information. I was like, "I'm leaving, but stay here. It's only $85." Using the card. They called me. They were like trying to verify who I was. Why is she here? Who is this lady? I was like, she cannot stay at the Airbnb, and I'm already on my way back to New York. So just please give her a room. And they did it. They serviced her, and they gave her a room for $85.
Well, somebody just became a little inappropriate here, and they said it's never too big. Go big. I don't know if we're still talking about a room. I'm just saying, Juan, pórtate bien, bro. Her husband's on the other side of that wall, Juan. Un poquito, Juan, un poquito de respeto, bro. So they want to also ask. Oh, before I do that, so this is one of Rachel's friends actually, and I've brought this up before, but she makes these cups herself.
Sweet.
With any branding, whatever you want. That link is in the description box as well. Awesome. Guys, and my beautiful Terry just came downstairs and brought this to me on the sneak. She didn't want to go on camera. But you see, I even have the credit card connection there. Yeah. She's upstairs with Charlie. Okay. But guys, the link is down there as well. Guys, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. I want to thank you before we go on. I hit 4,000 subscribers this week.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for letting me get to that number. I appreciate you because, like I always say, you could be anywhere else, but you choose to be here. And I don't take that for granted. So I really do appreciate it. And I'm 9,000 views from 400,000 views. So little by little, we're crawling and we're getting there. And I thank you guys for that. And anybody in Nadeen's crew that came on tonight, hit that like and subscribe. And I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you. So they want to know, have you ever been to Istanbul?
I have not. My daughter has. She did a brand sponsorship, I believe, there, where she was able to stay in a hotel in exchange for some content creation. But she did that. The hot air balloons is also another big hot ticket item over there. It's just absolutely beautiful in Cappadocia, something like that.
Wow. See, I'm terrified. I would never do that. Yeah. I would never put myself. Think about it. It's a balloon.
Yeah. No,
they pop, burn, and then where you going?
No, I've not done it. Both my daughters have done it, and my daughter loves turkey. She absolutely loved it.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm a total punk. I'm done with that. So Juan wants a clarification. He's saying he was talking about the suite. Que yo soy mal pensado. I just go too big. That's all I'm saying.
I know. We said no to the bigger room.
So. And people are on Team Juan here. You are the man. I appreciate you. All right. Now, this is Lonnie. Call me Lonnie. Lonnie is out on the West Coast, and he's here now. Lonnie is what I call the king of United. He is all about United Premier 1K. I told him when we went to the meetup in the founders card how we met the CEO of United and all the big wigs in United, how great they were.
Yeah.
But Lonnie just lives, breathes, and dies with United and does all his points and
United too. Yeah.
Right. And for me, out of Newark here in Jersey, that's the go-to. So I have the personal and the business card for them because to me, I think it's just worth it, you know? So
yeah, I have their business card.
Michael says it was Cappadocia, so you were correct.
Cappadocia. I was close.
So I'm going to just throw this up there, and I know you can't read it right now, so I don't want you to strain, but I'll read it for you. Sledge wants to know, do you know that the best travel card is the luxury card, gold card? You don't have to respond. You know what the luxury card is, my love?
What is it? Is this a joke?
You know when you're on Facebook and Instagram and you get those ads for that $1,000 luxury black card, and it's this one card, and it has like nothing to it. But Sledge is the CEO of that. Sledge runs it, you know. So he'll give you the card for $1,000. You might get 2 points out of it, but you know. So he's just letting you know.
Pretty hefty. That's a pretty hefty annual fee. Is it annual?
That's the annual fee. And this is my Vicalicious, my niece, my Victoria.
Hi, Victoria.
And she wants to know, what do you like about the United business card?
Well, it gives me lounge access. I've only flown first class on every United flight that I've taken for the past like 3 years. It just, I spend so much money on that United business card for most of my business maintenance expenses. And so I rack up quite a bit of points on that card.
Really? See, that's something that Lonnie would like, just love you to death with that one, because he's like,
yeah, everything is automated to that card for my business expenses.
Really?
Yeah.
So, okay, I told people last week I canceled the American Express business gold card because I wasn't really getting the value from it.
Okay.
What's your best business card?
My best business card? Again, I have to say, I mean, I use Amex more than anything. It's the hottest card I have. Like literally, it's on fire. I have it for every company too. So we have for the Mann Club, for Remarkable Places. We have a nonprofit, but I have the Chase Inc. card for that one. But outside of Amex, I don't know. Outside of Amex, it's United. United is probably right under them.
Okay. And then you reap the benefits and everything from the points and the miles that you're going to get and the status that you get.
My personal favorite airline card and rewards is my JetBlue. I have such a large credit line on there that I could literally put my whole family on a JetBlue plane.
So, and Victoria says you look great.
Thank you, baby.
And
yeah, I remember when she came, La Nena. I still call her La Nena.
And Nadeen, so John is saying Nadeen is Lonnie's spirit animal. I told you that he would love you here. And now everybody says I have the Papi Chulo credit card, and now they're saying you're the honorary founder of the Mami Chula credit card.
Oh, okay.
There you go. You're gonna have your own. And you have people here. Yuri, how you doing, Yuri? Thank you for being here. You have the in cash.
I have the in cash.
I have two in cash. I have two in cash cards. It's a good card.
I use that for the nonprofit company, and again, that's just everything's automated to that card for the cash back.
So for the so you have certain cards assigned for certain expenditures, right?
Right.
And how do you decide? Like, okay, we always talk here about the points and the miles. Let's say the membership rewards points from Amex to the Chase Ultimate Rewards points. Do you see any difference in them? Do you value them the same? Or is it just whatever you need when you need them and what you have?
Well, I'm not really dictating the destination, right? So that comes from my clients. So it really depends on what is the best deal for where they want to go.
Okay.
So I'm not sitting there picking, I want to go here and I want to go there based on what that best reward looks like. If somebody wants to go to Dubai, then I'm going to look for Qatar. I'm going to go, like, that's when it becomes very specific for me. So then it just depends on what I have access to that's going to make that possible.
So you mentioned Qatar, which is, and you fly United a lot. Which is the most premium airline that you've been on or taken? I can kind of guess, but which one?
Emirates.
Emirates. Okay.
Yeah. Emirates business class. It was upstairs. They had the little bar. It was jazzy.
Guys, do you anybody out there feel bad for Nadeen right about now? I feel like crying. Phil, I'm gonna cry.
Did you know JetBlue has a first-class Mint experience pod now to go to Puerto Rico?
No, when the hell was that?
It just happened, and I was on it twice. I went to Puerto Rico on it, and I just came back on it. I love it. So for really not that much more money than a regular basic economy seat, there is a Mint experience pod. The TV's bigger. The seat turns into a bed. They feed you. You can get you have a 5-course meal with 3 options and up to 3 cocktails.
Really?
To Puerto Rico.
Wow.
So I just did that. I literally just had that experience now, and I would do it again and again. I mean, I don't even want to go there any other way.
Now, I have people here. Victoria saying to be able to put your entire family on a plane is incredible. How long have you had the JetBlue card? So how long have you had it?
That's one of my first cards. I've had it for a very long time. We have the family plan. I have my daughters on it. Now they each have their own because I have now I get tiles. So I use my own mosaic status. And they're each building their own. So now they finally are off my account and they're getting their own. But I do have 2 JetBlue cards. I have the P1, P2 cards, but I'm
okay.
both players.
You know what? You brought this up. Now, who's player 1 and who's player 2?
I'm player 1 and 2.
Oh, damn. Honey, you heard that?
Every single time.
Oh, she owns it. She's player 1.
No, I saw her. She's player 1. You better get her a new shirt.
Well, her shirt says not player 2. So
she's not player 2. Okay.
Not player 2. Oh, hell no. She's Puerto Rican from the Bronx.
Gotcha.
Bro, it's not going to end well for me. You are 2. So Juan is saying you're next level. Victoria is saying you're a baller. This is why I wanted you here, because I know when we met at that meetup, and shout out to the founders card for that meetup that we had.
I know.
Are you going to the one in California?
The computer that we're using, I bought it through the Founders Club. I used the Apple discount and my little earbuds.
Really?
Yeah.
So are you going to the meetup they have in California coming up in September or no?
Not in September. I will be in September. I will be in Barbados. No, it'll be in November. When am I going in September? Oh, I'm going on the Virgin Cruise.
Guys, can you keep up with her, guys? We need like a calendar. We need like the look at this. And even Vincent is saying, you flexing, Nadeen. She is. She is. And then her hair's still perfect. Go figure. She's doing all this travel and you would think it, but no, there it is.
I don't even die. I don't even mess with my hair anymore. It's as white as can be. I'm just like, my best hair accessory on a vacation is my rubber band.
You got a scrunchie, like the scrunchie thing?
That's it. And my hat, because I have a hat that goes with me everywhere. It says "Wear Next."
Is that the black one that I put on the thumbnail?
No, that was my fall hat. Like it's a wool hat. But no, my straw hat says "Where's Next?" I take that with me everywhere.
Really? Damn,
I need a new one. She's a little flimsy now.
Now, what advice would you give to someone that, let's say, hasn't been on a vacation in a while, doesn't have a ton of money,
okay,
but wants an experience? So leaving, let's say, from the East Coast, what would you suggest for a week? Where to go? I'm going to give you 2 options. I want one for domestic in the States and one overseas. What would you suggest?
I mean, an inexpensive trip to come. I mean, we went. You hear him? Come over here, honey. We went to Canada.
Okay.
Montreal. We were going to go to Toronto, but it happened to be Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving that weekend, so we couldn't go. Plus, there was like fall ball season, and Toronto was in the playoffs, and it was chaotic, so to say the least. But somewhere like Utah or Arizona, I can't wait to go to Utah. Honestly, my girls have been. They went on a helicopter ride over the canyons, and so something like that, a nice hike type of a ride, or like an RV type of a trip, where it doesn't really have to cost that much. But the experience and the visuals are just incredible. And
now, would you be able to do that as well, my love? Like if somebody wanted to do a trip like that, would you be able to pull that off?
I can put it together. So I work in a couple of different capacities. So one is as an agent, so I could book hotels and air, and for less than 10 people. But the way Remarkable Places works, we do journeys and experiences, and our sweet spot is anything above 10 people. So as long as we have 10 people, and they're doing the villa stay, then I can price my packages properly. And I pretty much include everything in there: the accommodation, fully staffed, so chefs, drivers, bartenders if we need them.
Are you serious? Explain that to them. I've never heard anybody come on here that talks about where you can just get villas and then you have everybody and their mother there working for you.
That's exactly what we did. And we did this right after COVID. I was actually very nervous when COVID hit because we started this in late 2017. 2018 was just kind of me getting my accreditations going, all my certifications to be like a real travel agent, which I didn't even know what that was. I was just like winging it. And but then in 2021, when the world opened up again, we went to Dominican Republic, and there was a massive like property there, and we all stayed, and it was just it was incredible. Full kitchen staff. There were like 3 of them. One was a bartender. We had the pork roasting outside. There was somebody manning that. We had housekeepers running around. My cousins were like literally picking them up off their feet, just having a great time with these people. We had a driver, and we had everybody just kind of like running on. Liquor runs the liquor ran out like day 1 and 2. So the liquor runs were pretty much our guy using the driver. But everyone we needed was on property. Even the people the lab technicians to test us, to make sure we could get back out, came to the villa. The lab technician came to the villa and got us all clear to get out. Oh yeah, and then we also had a cigar roller. This was the best. All my male cousins for Father's Day. We had a cigar roller come with the big table, and we all had guayaberas and hats, and we just rolled cigars. I don't even smoke. I can't stand smoke, but everybody rolled their cigars and had a great, great, great time. And it was, it was beautiful.
Now, I don't know if you can answer this. What does a normal or an average, let me put it that way, package come out to be, let's say, for a week on something that's a destination or whatever else like that? What are we looking at?
Well, quotes obviously they vary based on your budget
and also on the time of the year, right?
Time of the year, budget, and accommodation, right? So if you want to go stay in Necker Island, that's the guy from Virgin Atlantic, Bronson's place, it's $100,000 a night. But when I was able to book a private island in Belize for my family, I wound up doing it so economically. I know the owner now in Minneapolis because I've made a few very friendly phone calls, and now I know him, and he was actually there when we went. And it's just a matter of building that relationship. So it's a negotiation that I've just learned to be able to make these connections. This is where the networking comes in clutch, because you can kind of say, this is just a starter. This is me. I want to have this experience, but again, I can't do it alone. I'm not going to be on an island, by myself, like I'm lost on Gilligan's Island or something. But my cousin wanted to do this. And even though she was looking at Cancun, or maybe she gave some other options, I was like, well, what about Belize? We could get the whole island just all to ourselves. And she bit. She was just like, sure, let's do it. And it was a magical vacation, but I was able to do that very economically because there's a lot of negotiation going on. There was a restaurant there. All our food was included. The activities I arranged because I had already done it before with my high school friends. So I already knew them by name. So I was like, Cornell is taking us here, and he, to the caves, and we went on a hike, water up to our neck, and then we were zip lining, and that was an adventure. Some people did it for the first time, but we just had a really, really great time. Everything is included, but I can't really, it's hard to give numbers. I do have minimums. So if you have 10 people and they want to spend a week together, it's somewhere around the range of 25,000, but it's 2,500 per person.
Okay. That's everything all in is nothing. You think about it.
Right. Exactly right. So that's where it starts. So then depending on where you want to stay, like my daughter's in a villa right now that used to be a monastery. And, she also did the negotiation phone call. She called the property owner and was just like, I love your place. And it's just a matter of talking your way through the numbers and getting,
because people, okay, I'll share this with everyone out there because that they have no clue. I had a timeshare that we got on our anniversary in Cancun for the Palace Resorts, right?
Okay.
So I bought it like a dum-dum back in '99. We bought it.
We
paid like $12,000.
Sales class.
So we went to this thing like my friend had given us the trip for our anniversary, for our honeymoon.
The trip,
So,
right? Okay.
Right. So the first one out the box. So we bought this timeshare. We thought, and from what we understood, it was like a regular timeshare that's lifelong and whatever. And the difference is you can't own in Mexico, so they give you certificates. Not knowing that basically you were just buying a discounted certificate in advance. When I went to go book one for Rachel, for my sister, a couple of weeks ago, they still wanted $4,000 a piece.
Yeah, no, you're not really buying anything. In timeshares, you don't own anything. You own air.
Not that, right. So when you're saying $2,500 a person for a week, but you're describing to me that you're getting the people to cook, the people to bartend, the people to drive you, that's really all inclusive. Like, you don't have to get off your butt and
that's exactly what it is. So we basically create this package, and it all did come from, or like really, birthed itself that way, because I was an agent before that, and then when COVID happened, we had these travel bubbles. We were traveling together, and that wound up being the way we operate. So we went to Puerto Rico. Everyone booked the entire house, the cost of everything. There was a chef that made us breakfast every morning. We missed them when we left. We had these golf carts that we drove around the entire golf course. Everything we needed was right at our beck and call. The beach was right outside. The casino was there. The resorts were there. The dancing, the music, everything we needed was right on property.
And when you plan these trips, if anything happens or if anybody has questions, they can call you or the person you have assigned, I'm guessing.
That's exactly right. So if we're doing a design, so I'm a travel designer or a travel agent, that's pretty much the best way I can kind of break it down for you. If I'm an agent, I'm booking you a supplier trip, maybe Expedia, or, something that has a preset itinerary for you that might fit a smaller budget because it's already preset. You're going to do whatever is on their itinerary that they provide for you at that cost. But when I'm designing a trip, I need your budgets. I need how many people are actually participating. Without a head count, it gets tricky because that one cost is going to be covered by however many people.
Yeah, divided. Correct.
So if you come to me and you have 20 people on the original list, but then at the end of the day, we only have 10, then guess what? Everybody's cost is going to go up.
Got you. Okay.
Right.
Well, Victoria's saying that she went to Dominican Republic this summer, put everything on the Amex Everyday Blue. Not sure how to use the points yet, but they were able to rack them up. That's my girl.
Very cool.
I love you, Vicky. Good job, mama. Yeah. I have Yuri here who says he was in DR for 35 days, all inclusive. I want to give a shout out to my boy Tech Yoda, where papapi, Ernest. How you doing? He's been on the channel before. He's amazing.
Yeah.
So Nadeen, that's my boy Ernest, Tech Yoda.
Hi, Ernest.
Again, you have Nadeen's links here, please, guys. The Mann Club is one, and Remarkable Places Travel is the other. Yeah. We have what else here? Timeshares are traps. Yeah, tell me about it, bro.
We got caught in our sales meeting.
Oof, I tell you that one. And they sucked me in, and I get it. I didn't know 99. None of that other stuff, existed where you could kind of look up stuff online quickly to get people's opinions. And when you're in that space, you're like, oh my God, this is great. But
the pressure is high, so they're not going to let you get out of there without buying air.
And the only thing that we got out of it, I'm going to be honest with you, was about 10 years in, 8 of us went to Mexico.
Okay.
So Rachel, the kids, all of us, all inclusive for the week. Mm-hmm. And then you had access to go to 7 of their other hotels and use their facilities and whatever. So the only thing out of all that I got was that. But so I have that memory, but the rest of it, when it was just expires now at the end of August, I was like, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. It's definitely not worth it.
I took the L. Yeah. I took the L and I kept it moving.
Because they have this like harbor village in the Atlantis resort in Bahamas, and that harborside village are people who wound up buying timeshares, and they really don't ever use it. So all you have to really do is call up Harborside Villas, rent one of those that someone's not going to use, and for nothing, you just pay for whatever you need to, use for that week.
I know. Kill me.
And that was a timeshare for the week because it's just not yours.
You're so fun. I swear to God, I can't. So Xavier's saying for a large group, that's a good price. Xavier has his family of 5. It's his party of 5. It will probably cost more for that or more. So if you had let's say a family of 5, would you book it through one different part of your business as opposed to the other, right? So then you wouldn't do.
Well, it's a matter of meeting the minimums, right? So it's either a minimum of 10 people. Like I have a group of 3 girls that meet my minimum cost. So 3 girls spend $25,000. Or if I have 10 people and they spend $25,000. You know what I'm saying? It's really just a matter of what kind of itinerary you want to build.
Wow. Okay. So, and Vincent's saying here, my boy Anthony Venture beat the timeshare trap and scored some Hilton points. He did one of those Hilton online where you can go sit through a thing and they give you 50,000 points, but you still got to sit through the thing. He walked out.
Sit through 45 minutes, but you can't, as long as you don't buy anything, you win. Right. Because you get free concert tickets or you get something.
He won. I give him that one.
Yeah. No, I've done them. I've done them. I'm not gonna front, but I went in knowing obviously I'm not gonna buy anything. I just want to go to Disney or I just want to go do something else.
No, see, for me, they got me. They got me where it was our honeymoon. You know, everything was beautiful and blah blah blah. And then it was like, womp womp.
Was that 20 years ago?
25, exactly 25. Yeah. So Victoria's like, your set minimum is 25K.
For the designs, yes. But as an agent, I could book obviously much more economical trips.
Right. Okay. So design trip is they describe it, you make it happen.
Are pretty luxury experiences. The more people you have, the less money per person. Yeah.
See, okay, then that works. I don't mind going with a group of, I mean, our family's big. We could fill up 10 in a minute.
That's why I travel with so many people all the time.
And that's the thing. So literally, if we're the way it stands now with my sister's kids and their significant others and mine, we have 10 like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, breaking up 25,000 is nothing because it literally breaks down to what, $350 a day.
Right. Exactly. So you break it down by day, it becomes even more appetizing, right? But that again, that's where it starts. But if you want to go and get, fancier items, different excursions, like a private yacht instead of like a shared boat, all those things start to come into play. So when you get the proposal and the quote, it's like, here's the minimum spend, but then here are all the optional extras. And you can choose how many optional extras you want to add on.
Yeah. Vicky brings up, okay, here goes. My boy Sledge. I've been through 10 timeshares presentations, never buy anything. Yep. Sledge, because Sledge is a badass. Not me. Yeah. I had that look like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. Let's do it. And then they suckered me. No. Vicky says, that's true. When we went to Europe last year, we had 15 people. We changed the dynamic of Switzerland by having like 15 Puerto Ricans all on the one shot.
That's it. You got to bring them anywhere. I carry this flag with me everywhere I go to. I'm like, Wepa! Everywhere we go. It's just like,
you guys just heard that Wepa, and that was not even a practiced Wepa. All right, guys, you should. I'm just saying, guys, for those of you that came in late, you missed an epic. Where's the flag? You know what, Nadeen? Can you bring me the flag? Can I see the flag again?
She's right here. Don't leave home without her.
Look at that. The coquille.
I got my coquille. Look at that. She's with me.
Wow. Yo, you look like an Olympian for like PR right now. What the heck?
We're in Paris.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So Michael's asking me here, when you travel, are you the type where you have an itinerary or a free roamer? Now, I guess he's talking about yourself. If you're going somewhere.
We just winged, like literally this last trip to Puerto Rico, we just kind of, everybody was at their leisure. Like we knew where we were going to stay and we all got there on the same day and left on the same day. Everything in the middle. Oh, and the first, the chef services were only on day one as a welcome dinner. So because we were unpacking and stuff and we just got there, nobody wanted to cook or go out at that point. So dinner was waiting for us. And then when we left on our last night, while we were packing to go back home, dinner was prepared for us one more time. But everything in between was leisure. Everybody went to Old San Juan, or to Isla Verde, or to Condado, So some are light on itinerary if I'm kind of there and it's a family friend type of thing. But when you want to keep structure, I do have an app on my phone that it starts off as a vision board, right? So with options, you have option 1, 2, or 3. And then when you select your option, it becomes day 1, 2, and 3 of, what could potentially be. And that winds up growing into what is your particular itinerary. So on day 1, where we're going to go. And I had a really great birthday celebration in Samaná. And every day we celebrated this woman's birthday. Like my cousin's wife was every single day a celebration for her birthday.
That's awesome.
The boat ride, the cigar rolling was Father's Day, just happened to be. We had a bonfire on the beach. It was her birthday. We did everything was celebrating her birthday every day. And then we went to Belize for Monica. we celebrated her every day. Every day she came out in a like a kick-ass outfit at the end of every night, and we celebrated her because she was, you know, celebrating this union with my cousin for so long. We have a big family, and it was just great.
That's awesome.
So yeah, those have itineraries, you know, and meals and everything are kind of like, you know, timed out, and you know what time to be there for services on the beach. It just helps keep everybody, when you're dealing with that many people, it just kind of keeps everybody on some sort of a plan.
Wow.
Especially when we're on an island, we have no other way off. The only time that we can really get off altogether is to go on a boat.
So where, now you're going so many places in the fall. Where's the place that you haven't been to yet, but is probably the most extravagant place coming up? So what do you think?
I mean, I really, really want to do safari in Africa, and my friend Damaris, who used to help watch my mom for me, she's having a birthday next year, and that's like one of the trips that she wants me to put together, and I've totally invited myself to come with her.
So a trip to Africa, so doing the safari, doing all that other stuff.
I really do want to do it. It's just a matter of finding the right time, and you know, now I have somebody who wants to do it. I've had people ask in the past, but like, you know, the budgets just weren't quite where we needed them to be for that kind of an experience.
Okay. Guys, do you have any other questions for Nadeen? We're going on an hour and a half. So if you have any questions, please let me know if you want to ask anything in particular. Nadeen, do you have anything you want to say in terms of, you know, your business, how you go about things, whatever it is? The floor is yours.
I mean, for the business, I'm just here to kind of, you know, share with what I know with anybody. I am looking to kind of grow. If there's anybody interested in being travel agents, like if I have niche type of trips that come my way, I don't do Disney. So, I mean, I have someone who I can refer Disney business to, or cruises in particular, because it's not my favorite thing to do. But I am looking to grow my agency circle. And through the Mann Club, I will teach you everything I know. And just how to play this game and live this life. I mean, that's really all I really want to share. I did it for my daughters. Now my daughters are grown and on their own, doing their own thing. And if there's anyone else now, I'm kind of looking for people to help. I still want to mother people.
Don't put that offer out there. You got guys, I'm telling you, be careful what you wish for. They're going to start calling you mommy.
I do. I just want to keep teaching people how to kind of get to where I am, do what I do, you know. And there's, you know, several people who have shown interest in wanting to join me. You know, they kind of ride my coattail and then go with me, and they're kind of learning when we travel together and we talk a lot. Like I said, whenever we're together in that networking capacity, it's really just to discuss business and how it is that I can help you grow, you can help me grow. In property investors, people who own villas. There's a woman in Miami who owns a bunch of properties also in Puerto Rico, so I use her portfolio of properties. And that's really, I mean, that's pretty much it. And then for the nonprofit side, you know, I'm always, remember Rachel could tell you, I'm always raising funds right now. Our nonprofit is called Be Remarkable. So Remarkable is my daughter's brand. And then she's a founder of this nonprofit. But right now, I've just been invited to be on the board for, I don't know if anybody out there knows John Gungi Rivera. He lost his son many years ago. Yeah. So I've actually been invited to be on his board. I met him in Puerto Rico just last week. We were at the Vanderbilt and Condado, and we had a nice dinner, my husband and I, and he and his wife. And he's invited me to be on that board. And so we're trying to sell tickets to the gala, which is a big fundraiser to help find a cure for this very rare brain tumor for kids, where he lost his son about 15 years ago. And then they just lost one of their warriors yesterday. She was about 18. Wow. And so it's just a passion project for me. I met John, and I know his loss, and I did a 5K run for him a couple of weeks ago. But in any capacity that I can help them raise funds to kind of make this go away, I would love to help. But we are doing tickets to a really big gala in November at the Cipriani restaurant. And if anybody's interested, please drop me a line, join us. There's like really great names who are on the board alongside with me. You'd recognize them all, but you know, just drop me a line. Let me know if you're at all interested in joining us in that gala.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Nadeen. Now, John has a question for you. What is the destination that you recommend that no one really thinks about?
That no one really thinks about? I mean, that the U.S. Virgin Islands, I don't really get a lot of requests to go there. It's just so easy to get there.
And which one in particular? Is there one better than
Thomas? You have St. Martin, and they have St. John's. They have beautiful properties there. beautiful, it's villa type properties, and I just don't get enough requests to go there. And it's really easy to get there. So
and not expensive, I'm guessing, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. You can have a really quasi luxe experience without really spending a lot of money or having to do the passport international process. So that's really underrated, I think.
Okay. Because I've been to St. John and I've been to St. Thomas, and it's just stunning. It's stunning. Have you ever done an excursion there for somebody that was like one of your trips that you dreamt up for them?
Well, no, not there. Not enough people are even asking for that to be a destination at all. Puerto Rico, I've done quite a few, and then I keep going back every a couple of months or so, really just to network with more and more people. And that's pretty much like the islands are, again, not very many requests for it, but the Egypt, the Dubai, the Belize, my husband just got his global pass. He reminded me. So having a global pass, having TSA pre-check, and all these cards have, options to go ahead and reimburse you for those features. It's a game changer when you don't have to like sit in those long lines. You could do clear, you could do TSA pre-check, global pass. These are all just expedited ways to get past security.
That's why I have some of the cards, because the clear, you get it with,
it makes traveling
entry last year. Yeah, it's easier. It's just so much easier. You don't have to deal with the drama.
None at all. But you know what? This past trip, I was on the TSA line longer than my husband was on the regular line, because now so many people are TSA pre-check that he was at the gate before me.
Oh, wow. No, I hear you. Now, is there anybody else or anything else you'd like to bring out or to plug or push out or whatever, my love? And think of it.
I mean, I just want to be, I'm so thankful to you for giving me this opportunity, this platform to just kind of be here and talk about what I do. I'm not really big on social. You might try to find me, but it's kind of difficult. I literally just started a YouTube channel yesterday because I'm starting to kind of get into this game of sharing what I know. For the most part, we're just too busy to kind of, do any type of content creation or anything like that. But I'm kind of, I think I'm ready to take that next step and then just kind of take the messages, say them once, and then just put them out there.
Well, whenever you do that, let me know. You come back on, we'll put them up, and because this is all YouTube here, as you can see.
Yeah.
But Mama,
I was so glad to meet everybody online. Hopefully, I'll see all your faces. I'm a social creature. I love seeing people in real life. Much more preferred to than I like to be in the room.
No, you're like Rachel. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Her and I have got to get together. I keep saying it, but it's just like either she's out of the freaking country or so am I.
No, everybody here is saying great live. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Nadeen is the best. Guys, I want to thank you guys for coming through, asking all the great questions you've asked. Again, check the referral links in the description box. All of Nadeen's information is there. For those of you like my boy Dalton earlier and other people that are out there that have been using the referral links, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Michael says, appreciate the tips. Cesar, our Boricua brother out there, great live. Yeah. Thank you. Guys, we're here to answer questions. Next week, I'm going to have Darius Jamal on the channel, and we're going to go kind of back into the world of the credit cards again. But, oh, wait, here we go. I like this line here. All of Nadeen's trips are remarkable.
They are remarkable. Thank you.
I love it. Amazing information, Nadeen. Thank you. Guys, please hit her up if you have any questions whatsoever. She's amazing. And I thank you for being here, Nadeen. Thanks for I know it's a long time. It's an hour and 34 minutes, but yeah, it goes by quick, and you did. I don't know if you want to do it one last time.
You want to do it again?
I want you to do it again, but I want you to hold the flag in front of you so we could see your face, because the last time you kind of went neck down. And I want, before Caesar leaves, I want you to hear it. I want you to say it loud. Say it loud. Say it loud. Nice and loud.
I told you I'm not a big wepa type of person, but I'm gonna
But you did it, Coño. You did a great job.
I'm gonna do it.
You did a great job.
All right, here's my bandera. I gotta make sure she's not upside down. Here we go.
All right, guys, this is for you guys because we've never had somebody
All
really
right.
come through with
See
two.
my flag? She's so
Like,
big.
perfect.
All right, ready?
One. Damn, guys, that was for you. I want to see. You see, Cesar gave you the wepa. That you're scaring the neighbors now.
The dogs are barking next door now.
The dogs are barking. Yo, John gave you an 11 out of 10.
Hey.
Yo, I love this. You see? Wow. So. Yo, look, there go the banderas. All right.
They go with us everywhere. That's without a doubt.
Look at that. Así, coño. That's how you end on a proper live. And even Victoria, Theo, you have competition.
Oh,
wow. God. You know what? Where's your girl, Monica? Monica's there, right?
Where's Monica?
Monica, because she did it twice. Monica, now I got to step up.
Come on.
I got to step up my wepa scale here because now people are throwing 10s and I'm not going to roll over and play dead. Look, Xavier gave you a 10 out of 10. He raised his score.
Thank you.
All right, guys. I'm going to throw a wepa that has never been thrown before.
Let's see.
Just make sure you hit that like and subscribe. All right?
Subscribe.
Guys, I'm going to shatter your AirPods.
Uh-oh.
And if you want to time me, you can. I'm going to go for at least a 15-second wepa.
Oh,
ready? Right, 1, 2, 3. Woo!
Joe.
Yo, thank you, Nadeen, for being here. I appreciate the time. I appreciate what you're bringing to us, to our people, getting
I love it.
Us out there, being a voice for strong women.
Where my girls at? We're gonna bring these girls out.
And that I love because that's how we keep growing, right? That's how we extend the hand. That we're blessed, so we're able to extend our hand and bring the next person up. And to me, that's always huge. Right. So, I thank you. We got weapons here. People, look at that. Oh, look, fire, Joe. Fire. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Nadeen, my love, you have a home here. If you ever need anything, if you want to come back, the moment that you do your trips, please. Oh, shoot. Cesar's in Puerto Rico. Be careful, Papi. He's saying, got to get prepared for the storm.
Yes, please be careful.
Papi, que Dios te cuide, Papa. God bless you. I pray that you just stay safe with the family and that you're able to it blows right over and no damage, no nothing. Que Dios te me cuide. God bless you, Cesar. DJ Bruce Wayne, este boricua llegó a tiempo. You got that last wepa. That's right. And so DJ Bruce Wayne is the one that says we had the Papi Chula wepa cards, but now we got the Mami Chula one too. So Sydney.
Hey, Sydney.
Sydney, thank you for being here. Sydney, again, Sydney, you and your crew and your family, because I see the last name, always, you guys got a home here, so I hope you guys come back. If you guys have any questions, and Nadeen, I mean this with all my heart, anybody that has any questions or any needs about anything having to do with the cards and this and that, or getting information, by all means, I'm here. And you know that. You can call me, give them my number, text me, whatever the hell they need.
I definitely will, because I use what I use when I need to use it, and it's worked out pretty good. But you're much deeper into this game than I am.
So whatever I can do for anybody on your end, I'm here. I appreciate you. Mi gente, we're gonna end this as we say, Cesar, stay safe. Muchas bendiciones para ti, la familia.
Gracias.
We're praying for you. Now listen, guys. As I say every week, you can be anywhere you wanted to be, but you chose to be here with me on Tuesdays. Tuesdays have become Wepa night, Hola Mi Gente night. I thank you. I love you. But more than anything else, on behalf of Nadeen and myself, we thank you for giving us the privilege of your time.
Yeah.
Until next time, mi gente, God bless you. Stay safe out there. Que Dios me lo cuide. Gracias por todo, Nadeen.
Thanks.
Take care, my love.
All right, you too. Take care. Bye, everybody.
No te vayas.